Hey, welcome to Broke Gamer. My name's Andy, and welcome to 2017. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to be in front of the camera for a little bit, see if I can get any more people to subscribe to my channel. But this one's going to be a little bit more different in the way that I'm going to complain a little bit. I've come across a small complaint that I've had in so far in my game collecting career of only a couple of months. But it's a bit of an annoying one. Now, if you watched my last video, I got myself an original Xbox for Christmas. But I had a whole lot of hassle getting it. First off, I live in a small town around Orlando in Florida. And what I've come across is that there's not a great deal of retro game stores in town. I think we've got about 3 or 4. So what I came across is that there's not too many original Xboxes out there. I must have called around as many as I can. I looked on Craigslist. I don't trust Craigslist because, you know, it's people. So what I did, I found an original Xbox. Now, to be honest, they're not that expensive. Managed to find one for $40. And of course, I went over to this retro game store. And I went in. I went, hey, great, I got it. And I picked it up, and I picked up a few games, and I left with it. Alright, so now this is a few days before Christmas, and of course I had to go test it out and make sure my purchase was okay. So of course, like you should do with all your retro games, of course, is test them. So I get back to my home, I plug in my Xbox, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty exciting. I turn it on, and it works. Great. Okay, and I picked up the controller, but the controller doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't right. And I'm trying to figure out what I can do. Unplug, plug it in port 2. From there, and then it started working. I'm like, okay, all right, let's just see if this works, because obviously I'm not going to keep this particular Xbox. The controller port 1 doesn't work. So, got in. I put my first game in, and it booted up fine. I was like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I started, I did a quick, I think if I remember, no, I can't remember the game it was, but I started playing it for about half an hour, and I was like, okay, alright. And I took it out, and I went to pick up the other purchase I had. Now, this one I do remember, it was the Chronicles of Riddick, Butcher's Bay, and I put it in, and nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm like, okay, this is not right. So take it out, put another disc in, and again, it didn't work. And I was like, all right, that's 2 failed. The console's broken and 2 failed games straight off the bat. I'm taking this system back, and I call up the store, and they say, oh, to be honest, I spoke to one guy who sounded like he was stoned, and that just annoys me straight off, because he was umming and ahhing all the time, and I was just getting a bit fed up with him. But again, I made my complaint, and he goes, oh, just bring it up. We've got another one where we can exchange it for the test one we have. I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. Now I says, what do you think could be wrong with it? You know, I don't know, it all worked fine for me. I mean, did you use the same controller? No. Okay. But either way, 2 days later, I go back into the store. I basically just want my refund. And then I read the store policy. 7 days, and they won't give you money back, and they'll just do store credit. And I just went, oh, poo. Of course, now, lucky enough, I wasn't dealing with the stone guy. I was dealing with a nice young lady, and at this time I had my 2 kids with me. I go into this retro store with 2 kids. I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I just let rip because I didn't really care with that at that time. I tried to keep them under control as best I could. But the best thing about having kids and female shop assistants, they go, oh, and she was more than helpful. I couldn't go with any more than she was great. I don't think she knew a lot, but she was great while she was doing it. So I got my system, put it down, and I'm like, okay, what's wrong? And she got the other system out, and I'm like, okay, all right. I said, nope, that's it. I am testing everything. And she goes, okay, and she plugged it all in for me. It was great. And she gave me this other controller, and I plugged it in. And I'm like, okay, the first game's fine. And then I gave a little bit of story as well, of my story of woe, how I've travelled, paid for tolls, and she goes, that's okay, I hate for this, and she gave me an extra $10 in store credit. And I'm like, oh, okay, I picked up 2 other games. As I say, you'll see in the other video that I did, which games those are, and I popped them in, and they didn't work. And I'm like, okay, then I literally, doesn't work. I thought you test these things. Oh, we do. Yeah, but I'm playing on your test console, and yet they don't work. So that led me to go, do they really test these games that you get? I mean, they're all CD based, they get scratched up. Of course, and she goes, oh, I'll try and resurface it for you. I'm like, all right, okay, try it. And then she gave me it again, still didn't work. And I'm like, all right, well, obviously that doesn't work. And I gave it back to her, and she goes, can you want to pick something else? And I went through and I picked a few more. I went through 3 other games that didn't work. And then I've got back to Chronicles of Riddick for some strange reason. It's that weird game there. And I put it in. I started playing, and it goes, I never thought I would ever see this, but I had a Ring of Death on the original console. And again, this lovely lady came over and says, I've never seen that before. I was just like, really? Your system just failed, the one that you tried to give me. And I'm like, can I get my money back? And she goes, I really can't do it. Alright, okay, let's go. I went back to my original purchase, in which I was like, okay, let's see if it was just the controller that was busted. So I picked up the other controller. I had using the test one, and of course, bang, plugged it in. It works. I'm like, ooh, okay. So obviously, it was just a faulty controller, which I would have loved to test, but I only had the one controller back at home. So again, I started playing, and this console works fine. But I had other issues with it. I mean, there was a bunch of saved files, saved game files on the hard drive. I don't know about hard drives. I didn't know much about Xbox or anything like that. But to be honest, there's could be sensitive information, credit card numbers, or whatever could be on the system, and they didn't even bother to even delete the save files. Which I'm like, guys, do you even play on these things? You should delete the save files, but give me a clean console back. I even looked at the console; it was dirty as hell. I mean, we just plugged it in, we play it, we make sure it works. Yeah, but okay, clean it a little bit. Get rid of the dust, for crying out loud. So, again, I paid, made sure every single one of my discs worked before I left the store. Now, this took me about an hour and a half in the store. Now, with a 1 and 2 year old, that was kind of entertaining, because I think they secretly rearranged the PS4, the Wii U, and the PS2 collection all on the bottom row. But she was great. And then, at the end of it, she actually gave me another $5 because of all the hassle they went through. Now, I was just like, okay, I'm like, all right, let's just pick this stuff up. And I quite happily, I said, look, I don't think I'm ever going to come back to this store. And she goes, well, look, you've given me several failed products that you say test and, works. But they don't, even on the system that you gave me that you use in the back to test your games. And she was like, oh, okay, that's about as much as what these people can ever say to you. So, with that in mind, I'm like looking at these things and I'm going, yeah, I'm hoping not all retro game stores are like this. Now, I've been to a few others, and of course, when you buy a cartridge, they pretty much work as long as the contacts aren't dirty or corroded, which you can look at. Now, discs are funny little things because when they're scratched up, half of them will still play quite happily, and I thought I've got several discs in my collection that are scratched and they play perfectly well. So I'm like, maybe you guys, I don't know, I'm just going to put it out there. I think retro games, you need to pick up your act. That's it. You just need to pick up your act and start to deliver the customer what they want. Working games. That's now they may have I just may have been unlucky with, what was it? I think I tested about 6 game discs in the store, plus the 2 discs that failed at home, plus the console that didn't work correctly, then the other console that didn't work in the store when it failed. So obviously they don't test it. Now this particular store was very busy. There was a lot of people in and out, so it was quite popular. So maybe I was just unlucky, maybe. But I have a normal regular store that I go to, which is a lot closer, down in Coco, funnily enough. I go in here now. He has more games than what he has space for. Now he's got a perfect little hiding spot in a little comic book store. He has a little corner, and he has more games than all these retro game stores I've ever been to. Now, and I get on quite well with him, and I really do. Yeah, I like the guy. And then, of course, I went there to try and find my original Xbox, and yeah, I've got one for sale, but it's broken. Okay, why is it on sale? If it's a broken console, oh, and when they just write on it, broken, sell for spare parts. But yeah, I was a little bit. But I've never had a broken game from him. I do believe he does test them. I don't know how he does it. But yeah, I'm hoping soon he'll have a bigger store, and I'd love to see if I can take a little camera in there and just show you my little hidden little gem that I have in Coco. And I'm hoping that he'll get on well, and more people will completely ignore him because I want all the games in. So what I'm really saying now is it's getting hit and miss. You get these stores, they're charging way too much for games that really are not worth it. I saw a game going $20, eBay $5, free shipping. So I know they've got overheads and everything, but surely, people like us, we can shop online quite easily. So again, pricing is not competitive what it is round. I know, of course, all shops can't compete with the internet, but at least get close to the damn number. I mean, I looked at a couple of PS2 games just in the store. They were selling them at $20. eBay, $6, free shipping. I'll get it in 2 days. I mean, yeah, it's just getting a bit annoying. Of course, you go into these stores for inspiration. I don't want to pick up any old game. I want to pick up a game I'm going to play, which I do. Every game I've picked up, I've played. And I don't want to be these collectors that pick up, hey, I just picked up the latest version of Dance 17. No, because they're not going to play it. It's going to sit on a shelf. They're not even going to open the damn thing. Now, I want to play my game. Now, if I got years down the road and I've got all these games, I've got thousands of games, I'm probably going to pick up a few that just for the sheer collection of it. But right now, as I say, if you saw in a couple of videos back, my entire game collection fits under my bed. So, yes. So what I really want to say is I hope you enjoy this little rant I had. It's, I really hope game stores will watch this and look at this and go, maybe he's onto a few things. Maybe we should up our production, our quality control. Maybe not hire a stoner. Hire more attractive ladies. For some reason, yeah, it works in game stores. So, yeah. So what I hope you will comment on this, and I hope you like, subscribe, whatever you like, and hopefully see you on the next video. Woo-hoo.